Hi there, I'm Shiyy and this is Shiyy's Park. I'm going to be doing a lot of zoo-based Let's Plays on this channel, so if you're interested in that, don't forget to subscribe. It's free for you and I appreciate it. So let's get started. We have episode 4 of our Zoo Tycoon Dino Digs Dinosaur Park that we have been working on. So let's see. Recap our other 3 episodes. We have our Allosaurus over here. He was our first exhibit. In episode 1, we had some trouble keeping him contained, but we have since then fixed that with the electrified fencing. He got a little bit big. We had to extend his exhibit, and we had a little bit of trouble keeping him happy with that in episode 2. We have our Caudipteryx exhibit over here with our little Caudipteryx. Insectivores they are. And seem to have a little bit of trouble with moving my zoo around here. Seems to keep going into my other screen. Then we had our little Plateosaurus here. He's grown a little bit bigger, but he still seems to be quite happy with his exhibit, which is good. We made a little food court here for our very hungry and thirsty guests at a little dino gift shop. Added some aesthetics like our little statue and our fountain. Put some maps out here, benches for them to sit. Make sure we got some trash cans around so they're not throwing their garbage around. And put some little food stuff way over here because we were covering quite a distance, but most of our new exhibits are over this way, so as you can see, most of our guests are over here. We've hired the appropriate zoo staff. We have a couple scientists to take care of our dinosaurs, some maintenance workers, and one zookeeper to take care of our saltwater crocodiles that we have here that have breeded and gave us some nice little baby saltwater crocodiles, which is always a nice addition. So when we left episode 3 here, we had just finished with our iguanodons. We have 3 little baby iguanodons here. I'm hoping this exhibit will stay large enough for them, but if we have to extend it once they get full grown, we have a little bit extra room over here for them. So that's where we ended on the last episode, so let's go ahead and unpause our game. And telling us that guests seem to be very happy with our zoo, which is good, which means that we are satisfying all of their needs. So if we go down here, guest list, guest happiness is at 90 right now, which is good. Let's click that, get that to work. Looks like we have 324 guests in our zoo right now, which is jumped up quite a bit. I think we only had about 230 when we ended the last episode, or at least when we had checked. But it looks like we don't have too many. We only have one unhappy guest. Let's click that. Guest 600 is thirsty. Hopefully he finds something to drink. He is in the food court area. So, but yeah, out of 328 guests that we currently have, this is not a lot of bad stuff. We do have probably the most kind of thirsty guests, but being that he's over here where there is a drink stand, hopefully he gets his drink. But we might want to add some more drink stations about for them to get. Maybe even like some vending machines, we have a drink machine and a snack machine here. We could probably add a couple of those around for them to get. We're getting, obviously our research and stuff done so that we can get, all of our stuff unlocked. So speaking of that, why don't we go and add one of our little animal buildings. If you go into buildings, I'll go ahead and go to the all, because that'll give us all our different types. Mostly down here at the bottom, you'll start seeing like we have a shark tunnel. Let's see, we have a little theater there. We'll have an insect house, gift shops, a petting zoo, primate house, reptile house, some prehistoric amphibians house. So like these are little, different things that we can put in, for our guests to do. But I think that prehistoric amphibians would probably be pretty appropriate to put in our, dinosaur park. So let's kind of maybe move that around. We can probably put it over here. Try and fill in some of this deck space because we don't want to have a whole lot of empty space in our zoo. Okay, so we got that house set up. We can go ahead and click on it. It'll tell us, give us some information about it. These are the different programs that you can have. So right now, I'm not even going to try to pronounce these words. Triadobatricus and Carasaurus of the Jurassic and of the Triassic. So we'll start out with this first program to get started. You're also able to kind of change the colors here. It says the roof is brown. Let's see what it changes. Oh, green. That's a pretty color. Maybe we'll leave it like that. So let's go ahead and add some pathway so that our guests can get to it. We've been using the concrete path, so we'll just continue with that. Go kind of by here, and maybe we can just connect it with that. And we'll go ahead and do this. Maybe we can put some flowers or something, fancy in that little area. So we'll go ahead and add some of that there for people to get to. Maybe we'll put some vending machines near there. That's probably a good place to add some vending machines. So we'll go back up to the top here. Maybe put them here. So we had a little drink station, a little snack vending machine. Let's go ahead and add a garbage can near there. We have one there for our popcorn shop. And, maybe some benches for them to sit at. You like to, when you're building a zoo, try and think about if you were at the zoo, what kind of stuff you would like. So, some people might be going in there. They might have some other, family members out here waiting for them. So we can put some nice little benches there for them. And let's see, like I said, maybe we can add some flowers here to make our zoo pretty. So let's see, there should be some like flower stuff. It might not be in here. It might actually be, I think it's actually like in with the foliage. So let's go up here and go to our foliage tab. And I think if we go up foliage, go down to the bottom here, we'll start to see some flower beds and stuff that you don't put into the exhibits, but that can make your zoo pretty. So let's add some flower beds here. It's probably one, that would be really nice. We can go ahead and put some of the pathway through there. That's nice. So I think that's pretty. Oh my God, how did this happen again? We're going back to episode 1 and he's throwing people in the air. Oh my God, look, our little people are running around. And so we're going to click on him and pick him up and put him back in here. And how did he escape this time? I'm going to say that it was our maintenance workers, because the fences will deteriorate after time. And, if they're a little bit weak, our animals are able to break out of them, which our Allosaurus seems to really enjoy doing. Plus, it looks like there's some rubble, so he's probably a little bit unhappy. So let's see if we can find where that rubble is and get rid of it so that he is not unhappy and trying to escape. So let's see. When the dinosaurs are unhappy, they can destroy parts of their exhibit by usually like stomping their foliage, and then it'll turn into rubble. I'm not really sure where the rubble is in this one, so we're going to try and like move around, see if we can see. Aha, here's some rubble. So let's go ahead and remove that rubble. Replace it with some more fern bush. And yeah, so let's go back up to the top here, try and find our fern bush. No, that's rainforest bush. Let's go to the dinosaur digs and find our fern bush. We'll add a couple more. Velociraptor is now available. We'll have to put a velociraptor in here. That'll probably be okay. So he does not want more fern bushes. Okay, so we'll leave him go there without the more fern bushes. Okay, so let's check our zoo rating now because it's probably gone down 52. That's not very good. Obviously, people are not going to like your zoo if your dinosaurs break out and kill them. So let's we are able to go to our exhibits. So if we go to our animal list, we can click on him. I know there's a list of exhibits around here. Exhibit show list. Okay. So if you go to your exhibit and show list, you'll see how these are all green right now. As the fences deteriorate, they will go to like a yellow and a red. So it's probably good to see because right now we have this one is yellow because where are you, maintenance worker? Get over there and fix that. So yeah, so as you can see, our fences are beginning to break down. We are in year 2, and this was our first exhibit. Where else do we have? Okay, so it's gone back to green. So, you know, over time the exhibits will break down. You want to keep close track of that, especially when you have dinosaurs. Well, really any animals. So if you have lions or monkeys, if they get out, your guests aren't going to be happy either. But obviously, you know, a humongous allosaurus eating people, it's probably the less. I think you'd rather have a lion out there eating people than having an allosaurus out there eating people. I don't know, that's just my thoughts. But okay, so maybe in that event, maybe we should be adding another maintenance worker because obviously they're having trouble keeping up with the fencing issues and whatnot. So we'll add another one there. Okay, so let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit again. So yeah, we can go to our animal list. This will be able to tell us if any of them are having any issues. We do have somebody that's hungry. Oh, nope, they just ate. So all of our animals seem rather happy right now. Let's check on our iguanodons. They're still baby size, so we don't know if we need to make that any bigger. So let's see. Let's go back to our little house here. So it should have begun to have people come into it. So yeah, so we've had 2 months of operation now, and we've had quite a few visitors, which is, you know, going pretty good. Yeah, so that's good. Guests seem to be very happy with your zoo. Okay, so obviously they've forgotten about the allosaurus eating people. You know, we have our zoo marketing up to 100%. So obviously we have our PR people out there making things better. Zoo rating is 82, so that's pretty good. Okay, so let's see. We should probably try in this episode to at least get one more exhibit created. Again, dinosaurs are much more difficult to work with than the regular animals. So, you know, keeping their exhibits upkeep and happy and whatnot, and getting them to breed so that you get, you know, baby dinosaurs, because, you know, that's a good thing for a zoo to do, can be difficult. But it looks like over here, like one of our iguanodons might have grown. Looks like it's a little bit bigger. Let's change our viewpoint here. Yep. So let's see how the exhibit is. It's still well suited, so that's pretty good. It means that it's a good size for our iguanodons. We don't have to make it any bigger, of course, unless we start to get, you know, more iguanodons, some baby iguanodons or whatnot. The more animals that you have in the exhibits, the more room that they'll need, obviously. So like our saltwater crocs that have had the babies, which look like they may have grown to be adult saltwater crocs. So let's see if they need any. It's still well suited. But if they start to have more babies, obviously then, there might be too many animals. And we go ahead and sell some of the, adult ones. Okay, so let's see what we can, I think in the last episode, in episode 3, I said that we'd maybe make a marine exhibit, which is something that we can do. We're trying for a whole Jurassic theme, dinosaur theme with this map, but obviously there are sharks and stuff back in 65 million years ago. They might have looked a little bit different than our current types of sharks, but that's something that we can put in. So for marine tanks, we have obviously different fencing, and again, fencing is important with our animals. Upkeep of our fencing is important with our animals. We want to make sure that we have the correct type of fencing. So I think we're just going to start with this concrete edge and glass tank, which will then allow our people to see in it. We'll start back here and make it maybe to there. We'll go like this. I think we're going to put some sharks in here, so I want it to be kind of big, but I'm also going to put some plain concrete fencing in here, because like I've mentioned before, sometimes your animals won't like, if you have a lot of guests looking into their exhibit, they won't like having all of those guests staring in at them. So you'll want sometimes to add some fencing that isn't see-through, so that they have some privacy from the people. Okay, so one thing with marine exhibits that you need to make sure that you get, which it's not available at the very beginning of the game, so you usually have to wait to make your water tanks. It becomes available, I don't know if it's with the first round or the second round of new things, but you need to have a tank filter. If you don't have a tank filter attached to it, the water will get murky and get green. If you have any animals in it, they will not be happy. And you also want to put it in a place that's accessible to your maintenance workers, because obviously they need to upkeep them. It's something, again, that can go bad, so we'll just attach it there at the edge, and that'll pump and keep our water nice and good. I think it automatically fills up with, say it says salt water. And we can adjust the wall height, we can adjust the base, we can maybe bring this up a little bit so that people can see into it, but at the same time we can, bring that down. Because a way to add more space to your tanks is to raise the height, and, maybe take the base down a little bit. If your animal is asking for more room, that's a way, instead of making the tank bigger in space, you can just make it deeper. That'll give them some more room. Another thing that I want to do now that we're getting to have quite a few exhibits, is something that you can do, because you will get notifications that will just say exhibit 1, something happened in exhibit 1, the scientists can't access this exhibit or whatnot. And here's a fence again. Where is our maintenance work? You see there's one right here. Come on, pick him up, put him over here. We need to make sure, I might need to, what can I do? Okay, so one thing that you can do with your maintenance workers, your zookeepers, your scientists, is you can assign them to do certain things. So I think I'm going to take this maintenance worker 2, and I am going to simply make sure that he maintains fences. That will be his only job, to go to the exhibits and make sure that the fences are good. So hopefully we will not have this problem with these fences deteriorating and our animals getting out. Okay, so he's just purely going to maintain our fences. Okay, so hopefully he will. Iguanodon 2 has given birth. That's good. This is our first baby dinosaur. This is a good thing. Dinosaurs, again, they're hard to keep happy, which means that they're hard to breed, because animals have to be very happy. Look at the way that they walk. That is Just interesting. Yes, so they won't breed unless they are really happy. So, dinosaurs are hard to keep happy. So being that these iguanodons have breeded, that's a really good thing. So let's see what it says here. It's still well suited. Once our iguanodon 4 here hatches, we'll make sure that's still well suited, because like I said, the more animals, the bigger the exhibit you need. And usually when they're babies, it won't matter how big the exhibit is, but once it grows up again, we may need a bigger exhibit or to sell one of our iguanodons. Okay, so we'll wait for that to hatch. We'll get a little notification up here when it hatches. But again, like I said, what I want to do with my exhibits so that I can differentiate them is you can rename them. So I'm going to go around and rename all of my exhibits. So this is going to be our iguanodon exhibit. Sorry, the mic is a little bit in my way of my keyboard. Usually I can type faster. Okay, so yeah, so we named that the iguanodon exhibit. So now if we get any alerts, we'll know what that is. We'll rename this to our Plateosaurus exhibit. Iguanodon 2 is very sick, which that's one of our adult iguanodons. So let's see what is going on. That's iguanodon 2. He does look kind of sickly there, the way he's walking over there. So let's see, how many scientists do I have? We have 3 scientists. So you would think 3 scientists. I have, what, 4 dinosaur exhibits? That 3 scientists should be able to deal with that. So hopefully we have a scientist that's making his way to the iguanodon exhibit to make our iguanodon happy, because let's see, what is he doing? Going to iguanodon exhibit. Okay, so he's going to the iguanodon exhibit, and you can see your staff can get training. So we see here that we have training 1. So dinosaurs will become happier when they are there. Training 2 means that they can put more food into the exhibit when they arrive. So obviously you want the training, which I think is part of your research and conservation. Yeah, training is part of that. So right now I have it maxed out, which is good, because again, money isn't an issue for me. Our iguanodon is still sick, so let's see if our scientist has made it. I thought I seen him go in there. Oh, we got 2 scientists in there, so would one of you go over and help our iguanodon? Okay, so let's go back over to our tank. We can finish naming our exhibits later, but I don't want to take up too much time doing that. So we have our iguanodon 4. Oh, almost took him right out of there. 4 has hatched, so let's check on our. It still says it's well suited, so that's good. Again, we'll come back and check on him when he's fully grown to make sure that there's still enough room now that he's, bigger. So let's go back to our tank, because we've already taken up a lot of time with this. Okay, so here's our tank. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. Oh, we still have our iguanodon selected. Okay, so here's our tank. And let's see what iguanodon 2 is still very sick. And our animals can die. As they get older, they will die. If they're sick and they're not being treated, they will die. I don't really know if that really affects our zoo rating or anything, like if they're sick and die. Right now it looks like he must have been healed, but he's hungry, so let's put him over here near the food. But yeah, you probably don't want them to get sick and die. Being old and dying is one thing, but sick and dying is probably not a good thing. While we're over here, let's just check his fence real quick. Jesus, I've had this allosaur escape, three times now over this course of 2 years here at my zoo. Maintenance worker, thank you, maintenance worker. Run, that is a good thing. Run to fix it. Okay, so back to our tank. Let's see what kind of animal that we want to put in our tank. To do that, let's select the marine mania. That way we don't have to look too hard. So we have tiger sharks, short fin mako sharks, hammerhead sharks. I know I had seen that it said that our great whites was available. I know that that's something that they have to research, so great white is available. The stars by them mean that they're show animals, which great white show animal is kind of strange, but yeah, they can do tricks and stuff. So you can attach a show tank, which would be a whole separate tank. That would be a show tank, but I don't think we're going to do any shows with our great white, so we're just going to put a great white in here. So let's see. He's aquatic, and he likes barnacles. So let's see if we have the barnacles available so that he is happy. So let's look for barnacles. Barnacles. Okay, so let's put some barnacles in here for our great white. Some sharks like to have a shelter, so I'm going to leave some space in the back there for shelter, in case we need to add one. We also need to put rocks, so they do have, aquatic rocks. So that's a pretty big one. We'll put that in there. Maybe put some smaller ones. Again, this would be like considered the entrance, so you don't want to block that, or your marine biologist or whatever they're called won't be able to get in, because with a marine tank we will have to hire a new staff member who is a marine specialist, because we will need her to take care of our marine animals and our tank and all of that. So we'll just add her there, and let's put our shark in and see if he's happy. Okay, so yes, great white, we're gonna just drop him in there. Great whites are a little bit difficult to also keep happy. They're a little bit more of the difficult animals. So let's see, suitability is 82. We can see that his happiness is going down there, so let's click on more foliage, more rocks, and he does need a shelter. So let's turn this around. There's a lot of space in the back here. We can add a shelter. So let's go, and marine shelters, we have a seafloor cave or a sunken ship, which will tell us right there that animals such as sharks like that. So we're going to add that in there. Let's put this little sunken ship in there, and we get a little green happy face, which means that he is happy. But we need to put some more foliage. So let's go ahead and do that. Foliage, barnacles. Put our barnacles in here. Make him happy. Get the barnacles. Okay, did it say more rocks? I don't know. We're gonna add a couple of smaller rocks in here. Now let's click on him and see how that is. And let's see, more foliage and more rocks. So, I hope there's a maintenance worker over here. And they're walking, they're a little hard to click on. But you better be coming over here to fix... No, you're going to do trash can. Well, you know what's more important? Fixing the Allosaurus fence. Thank you, maintenance worker. And then you can take the trash out, but, fences are first priority. Okay, so yes, we need more foliage and more rocks. So let's put some, and obviously, if you use bigger rocks, that counts for kind of like more rocks. If you're just going to use small rocks, you're going to need a lot more of them than if you just use some larger rocks. So let's just try putting some larger ones in there for him. Oh, too much. Take that one back. And barnacles. So get some more foliage. Now if we turn this around a little bit, we'll see there's a lot of empty space over here. So as you were thinking that was getting kind of full, it wasn't. There's a lot more space over here. Yep, too much. Okay, so let's take that one back. Exit out of here. Click on our shark. well suited for our shark. Okay, so there we have a shark. Let's add some pathways so that our people can come and see our shark. And also doing your little pathways like this, how if you notice most of my exhibits I've kind of put back and then put just this little area for people to look. That also limits the space that the guests can look into. So if your animal is an animal that doesn't, like a whole lot of people looking at them, that's another way to keep them, from being overcrowded. So this is probably, again, a good place to start. I know we didn't get a whole lot done there. But, yeah, like I said, it's a lot to do with dinosaurs. So we still have 4 is still a baby. I'm not seeing any food here, so hopefully our scientist is coming to feed them. Let's turn this around a little bit. Do you see any scientists? I see one here. Let's see what he's trying to do here. Going to iguanodon exhibits. Well, let's help you out there. I'll just pick you up, drop you in there, and hopefully you will put some food out. Which looks like what he's doing. So let's see. Our guest's zoo rating is 86. That's pretty good. It seems like all our animals are happy for the time being. Yes, those 3 hungry ones are probably our iguanodons. Maintenance worker training 2 is now available. That's probably a good thing. I need my maintenance workers to do their jobs better. Especially with this Allosaurus. Which he seems happy right now. Okay, so for this episode, again, we didn't get a whole lot done. We did get our little great white shark put in there. Did a couple of things to make the zoo a little more pleasing. Made sure that our animals are continuing to stay healthy and happy, which is always a good thing. So this is probably a good place to end this video. So thank you again for sticking around if you've been here this whole time. If you've been watching all of my videos, I really appreciate that. Thank you. If you would like to continue to see how our zoo does, make sure that you subscribe to the channel and get your notifications to see when new videos are released. Since they're kind of short and it doesn't take me a long time to do them, hopefully we'll get a lot of them out to you quickly. So again, subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.